Hey everyone, as we come to the end of 2020 and head towards 2021, I just want to bring an update and some proposals and some key information from the leadership team here at Craighalbert Church as we move forward into 2021. Thank you so much for your patience, your encouragement, your support and sticking with us during these crazy times. We would never have thought that we would have been 10 months of being disconnected, of being here at the church. But we've been able to use the technology that we have, that we've borrowed and that we've invested in to bring church online. And that has been pretty exciting. We have people watching from all over the world, from every continent, who are looking in at what's happening at Craighalbert Church. We've got local people who would maybe never walk through the doors of the church, but with a click can connect. You've got friends and family that you share the service with who may have watched. And it's amazing to think how that works. On YouTube last week, for Faith's baptism, we had 350 to this point devices connected who have watched this service. And that can be more than one person who's watching at a time. On Facebook again, we've got people watching from all over the place, and people are hearing about the church and connecting, and it's really exciting. But it's down to you sharing it, it's down to you watching it, and we are so thankful that we've been able to do this. With our Tuesday nights, being able to connect on Zoom and being able to have our Bible study and prayer. It's been a breath of fresh air. I've loved it. And it's been great to see people face to face, although it's on a screen. December 2018, John Aiken joined the staff team here at Craighalbert. And I have to say, it has been absolutely awesome to work with John over this time. It was a 2-year agreement with the idea it would be reviewed at the end of that 2 years. John's been involved in a number of things, including the Connections course, Baptisms course, discipleship, mentoring me and helping the leadership team as we move forward in this time. And in the two years that John's been here, I can honestly say that I have never worked with anybody so positive, so enthusiastic and so energetic, with a heart to reach others, with a heart to invest in others. And it's been a pleasure to work with John over this time. But John came to us and said, listen guys, my review is coming up in December. And we've got the opportunity, myself and May, to go to America for 3 months from January, all going well, if all the parts fit. And we just want your feedback on what you think should happen next. So the leadership team met and prayed and came to the agreement that the formal arrangement that we have with John on the staff team would come to an end on the 31st of December. Once John gets back from the US, we'll have conversations with him and look strategically where he could still be involved in a mentorship program, where he could still be involved in strategic teaching and still help us as a leadership team. But that would be on an informal basis. But we want to thank John and May for their commitment, for their investment into Craighalbert Church over this time. And we're obviously not going to get a chance to connect with them the way that we would normally do. We want you to let them know how thankful you are for the input and the ministry that they've had over this time. We will miss them, but we will see them regularly as they come back to input into the life of the church. But we want to thank John for that as this arrangement ends on the 31st of December this year. As part of our commitment as leaders to look to develop the ministries and the things that we can do here at the church, we are committed to building our staff team here at Craighalbert. We have a great opportunity in front of us in 2021 and looking at Emma Hamilton coming on board at the staff team. As you know, Emma studied at Glow, she studied at Capernwray, and she's been involved in an outdoor pursuit instructor training course with Abernethy Youth Trust. She's worked with young people from all over the country who have come on a residential to learn how to kayak and cycle and go mountain climbing. But then there's a spiritual element as well, and she's been able to be part of that programme. Emma was furloughed in August and then made redundant. And since then, she's been volunteering. She's got a heart for the church. She's got a heart for people. And she's been involved in so many different ways behind the scenes and also in our online services. So we gave her a little task to say, why don't you look at reconnecting the young folk? Look at how we could develop some ministries online. And Emma has done that. I'm sure if you saw the online youth service, you'll agree it was quality. And seeing so many people involved, Emma was coordinating that with the help of the volunteers that had come alongside her. And we're excited about this potential of taking Emma into 2021 as part of the staff team strategically to see how we can develop that in community engagement and youth work, and also being available to help in the life of the church. So we're proposing that from January, Emma would join the staff team. And we want to get your heart on it, because I know already people have mentioned to me how encouraged they've been seeing one of our own connecting and being part of what we're doing. We want to hear your positive thoughts on it and get your endorsement on it. But also we recognise that you might have a few concerns. So here's the thing, we're going to say by the 11th of December, we want to hear your encouragement and your support. But equally, if you've got any concerns, you can speak to us as leaders and talk to us about that. But this is an awesome opportunity to be able to go into 2021, building the staff team, building the potential, and having someone like Emma come on board who has got a heart for this community, who lives in this community, and who loves this church. But more than that, she loves Jesus and wants to tell others. Last thing that I want to say is a massive thank you to everyone who gives monthly through the gift aid scheme here at the church. Without it, as a church, we couldn't survive. We receive around £20,000 a year back from the government, from the tax that you have paid, and that then means that we're able to have our ministries and be able to maintain the church here at Craighalbert. We are thankful for those who sacrificially give, who are generous in their giving, and who have a heart to see the future of this church. But we also recognise in the past 10 months we've been unable to have a weekly collection that we would have, with an opportunity for those who give in the basket. And we would ask you, if that is you, to consider switching on to the monthly gift aid scheme. It helps us make financial decisions going forward, knowing the amount of money that we have. And actually, you'll see on this email an update of the money that comes in and the money that goes out, and see the limitations that can happen because of that. But we would love you to invest in this scheme and get involved. And the paperwork will be attached to the email that's got all this information that I've spoke about in more detail. About 60% of the people who attend the church, that's members and folks who are not yet members, who are giving. But there's a considerable amount of people who don't give through this monthly scheme. And we want to encourage you to examine and review your giving. Again, there's an opportunity to set that up online, to be able to monthly contribute to the life of the church and invest in the future, to give to God from what He has given to you. And we want to encourage you to look at that. So if you currently give, we're asking, could you increase? If you give through the baskets, we're asking you if you could switch to a monthly gift aid, which we can help you set up. But if you don't currently give, take a moment to pray and examine and ask God to show you what you should be given to invest in the life of the church here as we move forward. The resources that we need, God has given us, and we just need to invest them together. And it could open up amazing opportunities going forward, and not having to worry about, can we find this, can we find that, because we're being so generous already. I don't like talking about money, but it's a reality that we need it to build and sustain and develop as we go forward, and we would ask you to look at that closely. Now, if you want to speak to anyone about that, speak to Stuart Bowles, and he will help you, whether it be set up that monthly gift aid, the relevant paperwork, or to increase what it is that you're doing. We would love you to partner with us. The things that we would be able to do would be huge, and we're looking for you to get involved. But thank you to those who already give and who are already committed. But we're asking everyone to examine and review, and where possible increase the giving, so that we can go into 2021 with some new opportunities, new potential, investing in new equipment and new ministries, staff members, and seeing what God is going to do here in this church. I just want to say, from a personal note, how much I love being the pastor here at Craighalbert Church, working with an awesome leadership team with vision to move forward, to grow in faith, to go tell others, and to show real love, and to see that through the whole church. To work with a staff team, with the toddler girls, who have done an amazing job taking toddlers from being in the big hall to being online, to caring pastorally for those that we've been in contact with, to being able to see at Christmas time, we're going to be giving gifts to everyone who's been connected with us over the past 12 to 18 months, and seeing their heart to get involved in different times, but they have never stopped. They've been involved and they've committed to try to be creative and moving forward, and I love that. I've loved seeing the young people develop even in these past few weeks, and seeing their enthusiasm burst. But as I look at 2021, with the uncertainty that it has, yes, vaccines are seeming to be coming around the corner. But when I look to the future, I look to say, what is God going to do in my life? What is God going to do in your life? What is God going to do in our church's life? And as a result, in our community? So I want to thank you for your partnership. Philippians 1 talks about that. I thank my God every time I remember you and I pray for you because of your partnership in the gospel from that day until now. And I believe as we go into this new year, that is going to continue and we are going to be blessed. And we're going to see God move in lives in ways that we've never done before. And we need to be ready and expectant, but also available to be part of this movement and to see God change lives. So thanks for listening today. All this information will be available in writing in more detail for you to be able to connect with. But the Lord bless you. And as we look to go forward, let me ask you again, examine your heart. Thank you so much for everything that you've done so far. And let's go into this new year and see what God's going to do.